You've been wasting money on onions your entire life. Every time you buy a bag of onions for $4 at the grocery store, you're throwing away $200. Because inside that bag is the secret to growing unlimited onions forever. One onion can produce 20 pounds of fresh onions. And nobody tells you this, because the onion industry loses money every time someone figures it out. This is one grocery store onion I planted 9 months ago. This is what came out of the ground. 23 full-sized onions. Enough to last my family an entire year. And I never bought another onion after that first one. Every onion growing video makes 3 specific mistakes that guarantee small, disappointing onions. Mistake number 1 kills your harvest before you even plant. Mistake number 2 explains why your onions never bulb. And mistake number 3 is why they rot in storage after 2 weeks. I'm fixing all 3 today, plus showing you the propagation secret that turns one onion into an endless supply. Before we start, drop a comment right now telling me what country you're watching from. I want to see every location in this community. If you're serious about food independence and never buying onions again, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. The first mistake is planting the wrong day-length variety for your location. Onions don't bulb automatically. Bulbing is triggered by day length. When your location reaches a specific number of daylight hours, the onion switches from making leaves to making bulbs. But different varieties are programmed for different day lengths. Short day onions trigger bulbing at 10 to 12 hours of daylight. Zones 7 through 11. Southern USA, California, Texas, Florida, Mexico, Southern Europe, Australia, South Africa, India, Nigeria, Ghana, Philippines. Best varieties are Texas Legend, Southern Belle, Red Creole, White Bermuda. Plant in fall for spring harvest. Intermediate day onions trigger bulbing at 12 to 14 hours. Zones 5 and 6. Central USA. The best varieties are Candy, Superstar, and Red Ampasta. Plant early spring. Long day onions trigger bulbing at 14 to 16 hours. Zones 3 and 4. Northern USA, Canada, UK, Northern Europe, Scandinavia. The best varieties are Walla Walla, Copra, Redwing. Plant early spring for summer harvest. If you plant a long day onion in Southern California, where you only get 14 hours at peak summer, the onion barely bulbs. You get a green onion, no bulb. If you plant a short day onion in Seattle where you get 16 hours, the onion bulbs immediately before it has enough leaves to support a big bulb. You get a marble-sized onion. Match your variety to your day length or fail. The second mistake is planting onion sets. Those tiny dried onion bulbs in garden centers. They're convenient, cheap, and guarantee mediocre results. Sets are onions grown to thumbnail size, dried and stored. When you replant them, they're confused. They want to flower, not grow a big bulb. You'll get golf ball-sized onions if you're lucky. Seeds give you maximum size. Start 10 to 12 weeks before the last frost. Plant 1/4 inch deep. Keep moist. Transplant when pencil thick. Transplants are the compromise. Buy from nurseries or Dixondale farms. Seeds give maximum size. Transplants save 10 weeks. Both work. Sets don't. Drop a comment if you've been planting sets and wondering why you get tiny onions. The third mistake is skipping curing after harvest. You pull your onions, bring them inside, and 2 weeks later they're rotting. Without curing, moisture stays trapped in the neck. Bacteria enter. The onion rots from the inside out. Onions need well-draining soil rich in organic matter. Add 2 to 3 inches of compost. Mix in balanced fertilizer, 10-10-10, at half strength. Plant transplants 1 inch deep. Roots fully buried, green top mostly above soil. Spacing controls final size. 6-inch spacing gives softball-sized onions. 4-inch spacing gives baseball-sized onions. 3-inch spacing gives golf ball-sized onions. The onion grows until it touches the next onion, then stops. I use drip tape with emitters every 6 inches. I plant 1 onion at each emitter. Perfect spacing, and each onion has its own water source. Onions are heavy nitrogen feeders early in the season. Nitrogen produces leaves. More leaves equals bigger bulb potential. But you must switch to phosphorus and potassium when bulbing starts. Phase 1 is leaf growth, from planting through 8 weeks after emergence. Feed nitrogen every 3 weeks. Half-strength balanced fertilizer, or blood meal. Zero-cost option is compost tea or diluted urine at 1:10 ratio. Phase 2 is bulb formation, from 8 weeks after emergence through harvest. Feed phosphorus and potassium only. No nitrogen. Every 3 weeks, bone meal for phosphorus, wood ash for potassium. Zero-cost options are bone meal tea and wood ash tea, alternating. At 8 weeks after spring growth starts, stop all nitrogen. Switch to phosphorus and potassium only. If you keep feeding nitrogen, the onion keeps making leaves, and the bulb stays small. If you're realizing why your onions never got big, hit subscribe. In the early season, water when the top 1 to 2 inches of soil are dry, 2 to 3 times per week. Drip irrigation is ideal. Mid-season, maintain consistent moisture. Never let soil dry out completely. Late season, when necks start to soften, stop watering completely 2 weeks before harvest. This forces the onion to finish bulbing naturally. Continued watering at this stage causes rot. The primary harvest signal is the neck. When the neck softens, pinches, and flops over to the ground, the onion is done growing. When 50 to 75% of your onion tops have flopped over, harvest the entire patch. When you brush soil away from the bulb, the outer skin should feel papery and dry, not tight and moist. Do not grab the neck and yank. This rips the neck and ruins storage potential. Loosen soil around the bulb with a garden fork. Insert 6 inches away. Angle inward. Reach under the bulb with your hand flat. Lift with cradle motion. Shake off excess soil but do not wash. Leave stem and roots attached. Washing introduces moisture that causes rot during curing. Brush off soil, leave them dry. Curing dries the neck, roots, and outer layers so the onion seals itself for storage. Skip curing, and your onions rot within 2 to 4 weeks. Cure properly, and they last 6 to 12 months. During curing, moisture content drops from 80% to 65%. Neck dries and pinches closed. Outer layers tighten and seal. Roots become brittle. Onion transitions from fresh vegetable to shelf-stable product. For outdoor curing in hot, dry climates, use welded wire fencing on a raised table. Push onion neck down through wire holes. Bulb sits on top, roots face up. Under shade, not full sun. Temperature 80 to 90 degrees. Duration 2 to 3 weeks. For indoor curing in humid or rainy climates, lay onions in a single layer on a wire rack. Use a garage, shed, or covered porch. Good air circulation. Temperature 75 to 85 degrees. Duration 3 to 4 weeks. Roots should be completely dry, wiry, and brittle. Here's the definitive test. Grab the neck between your thumb and forefinger. Try to slide your fingers up and down. If your fingers slide easily, the neck is still moist. Not ready. If your fingers can't move at all, the neck is completely dry. Ready for storage. Outer skin should be papery and tight. No soft spots. Once fully cured, cut roots off at base. Cut the stem 2 inches above the bulb. Brush off loose dirt. Perfect onions with tight papery skin go into long-term storage. Onions with cracks or soft spots should be eaten first within 2 to 3 months. If you just realized you can stop buying onions forever, smash that subscribe button. Every onion you harvest can produce 6 to 10 new onions next season. Save the smallest 10 to 20 onions for replanting next season. Small onions planted whole produce vigorous plants with bigger bulbs. Year 1. Plant 20 onions. Harvest 20 pounds. Save the smallest 10 for replanting. Year 2. Plant 10 saved onions. Harvest 10 pounds for eating. Save the smallest 10 for replanting. Pattern continues indefinitely. You never buy onions again. Every time you cut an onion for cooking, you cut off the root end. That root end with 1 to 2 inches of bulb attached can be replanted and will grow a new onion. Save onion root ends with 1 to 2 inches of bulb attached. Let dry on the counter for 24 hours. Plant 1 inch deep. Water lightly. If you eat onions twice a week and save the scraps, that's 100 potential onions per year from trash. A 3-pound bag of onions costs $4. If you use onions twice a week, that's 2 bags per month, $8. $96 per year. Growing your own eliminates that cost after a $12 investment. But this isn't just about money. When prices spike or supply chains break, you have onions. You're not dependent. Let's recap. Match variety to day length. Short day for zones 7 through 11. Intermediate for zones 5 and 6. Long day for zones 3 and 4. Start from seeds or transplants, never sets. Plant 1 inch deep, 6 inches apart, for softball-sized onions. Feed nitrogen for the first 8 weeks, then switch to phosphorus and potassium. Water consistently until necks soften, then stop 2 weeks before harvest. Harvest when 50 to 75% of necks have flopped. Cure 2 to 4 weeks until the neck pinch test passes. Trim and store. Save the smallest bulbs for replanting. Replant kitchen scraps for bonus onions. Try 1 planting this season. Start with 20 onions. Follow this system exactly. In 9 months, come back and comment with your harvest weight. If this video changed your perspective on how onions actually make it to your plate, subscribe and turn on notifications to claim your food independence. Drop a comment telling me, are you growing onions for the first time, or have you tried before and failed? I read every single comment. Now get out there and grow some onions. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.